Our entire society is built on one fundamental assumption that success comes from finding and rewarding the best people. We worship top talent, create celebrity CEOs, and design cutthroat competition to identify winners. However, this entire system is creating the very problems it claims to solve. The secret to true harmony and effectiveness is not about finding extraordinary people, but about creating conditions where ordinary people can do extraordinary things. We will use these ancient writings as a practical guide to break free from systemic mess of enslavement and inequality engineered by governments, corporations, and organized religions. They're all in cahoots. By applying this timeless wisdom, we support and add our voice to all the other efforts already underway for the betterment of our humanity, working to replace this culture of competition with one of collective empowerment and cooperation. In Chapter 3, Lao Tzu tells us, "Do not exalt the worthy, so that people shall not compete. Do not value rare treasures, so the people shall not steal. Do not display objects of desire, so that the people's hearts shall not be disturbed. Therefore, the sage governs by emptying their hearts of ambition, filling their bellies with sustenance, weakening their competitive desires, and strengthening their bones and resolve. He keeps the people without cunning and without greed, so that clever ones dare not interfere. By acting without action, all things are properly governed." This chapter presents one of the most radical and misunderstood ideas in leadership philosophy. Lao Tzu isn't advocating for mediocrity, he's exposing how our systems of reward actually create the dysfunction they pretend to solve. Do not exalt the worthy, so that the people shall not compete. When we create Employee of the Month programs, elite awards, and superstar status, we're not just rewarding excellence, we're programming everyone else for envy, rivalry, and resentment. We're turning collaboration into competition and community into a battlefield of individual ambition. The sage's method seems counterintuitive but is profoundly wise. Empty their hearts of ambition, fill their bellies with sustenance. This means create basic security first. Ensure people's fundamental needs are met. Then reduce the artificial stimuli that create craving and competition. When people feel secure and aren't constantly provoked by displays of what they should want, their natural cooperation and creativity emerge. Weakening their competitive desires and strengthening their bones and resolve means focus on building genuine capability rather than stoking ego-driven ambition. The result? The clever ones dare not interfere. The manipulators and office politicians lose their power in an environment that doesn't reward their games. This revolutionary approach to human systems appears across wisdom traditions that understand the dangers of artificial hierarchy. In indigenous governance models, many tribes practice leadership rotation and consensus decision-making. The Iroquois Confederacy Constitution specifically prevented the accumulation of personal power, viewing concentrated authority as dangerous to community harmony. Like Lao Tzu, they understood the system matter more than individual stars. In Buddhism, the concept of mudita, sympathetic joy, directly counters the competitive mindset of Lao Tzu warns against. Mudita is the presence of rejoicing in others' success rather than feeling threatened by it. A community that practices mudita naturally avoids the pitfalls of exalting the worthy, because everyone's success is celebrated as collective upliftment. In Stoicism, the focus of controlling what's within our power rather than craving external rewards aligns perfectly with Lao Tzu's approach. Epictetus taught, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, But we can always choose how we respond to them. By creating systems that don't trigger competitive desires, we make virtue and cooperation the natural choice. In Sun Tzu's The Art of War, the superior general understands that morale and unity matter more than individual heroics. Sun Tzu writes, "When the army is united, the brave cannot advance alone, nor can the cowardly retreat alone." This military principle mirrors Lao Tzu's social insight. Strong systems create collective strength that transcend individual differences. Our modern obsession with finding the best people has created a toxic meritocracy, a system perpetuated by corporations, governments, and organized religion to serve the few while demoralizing the many. Corporate headhunting, elite university admissions, and celebrity culture all reinforce the myth that only a special few deserve reward and recognition. This system creates exactly what the ancient writings warn against: endless competition, widespread dissatisfaction, and clever people gaming the system rather than serving the collective whole. This wisdom is suppressed because it threatens the entire architecture of control. A population that does not compete for artificial rewards cannot be easily manipulated. Companies cannot sell status symbols to people whose hearts are not filled with ambition for personal glory. Politicians cannot promise special treatment to deserving groups when the system no longer creates artificial categories of worthiness. We must reflect on why society continues to elevate these select few, those with boundless wealth, while entire families go through life with scarce resources and limited access to opportunities. This imbalance isn't just unjust, it's a tragic loss of human potential. When the talents and visions of so many remain untapped, the vitality of our entire community is diminished. These ancient texts we draw from, written millennia ago, offer a radically different framework. They invite us to reimagine leadership, value, and cooperation. By integrating their timeless insights with today's digital tools, we can organize, uplift, and build systems that honor contribution over accumulation, dignity over dominance. These teachings help us restore balance and cultivate a more inclusive, participatory way of living, where equity isn't an ideal, but a shared reality. Implement skill-based rotation. Instead of promoting stars to permanent leadership positions, we can create rotating leadership based on specific projects and needed skills. This prevents power consolidation and helps whole community develop its capabilities. Create collective reward systems. We can replace individual bonuses with team-based rewards and community benefits. When our collective work bears fruit, everyone shares equally rather than creating massive disparities that breed resentment. Practice need-based resource allocation. In our community organizations, we can prioritize meeting basic needs before creating competitive programs. A community that ensures everyone's foundation is secure creates the basis for genuine cooperation on all other projects. Eliminate artificial status markers. We can remove reserved parking spots, corner offices, and other visible status symbols that create hierarchical thinking and trigger the competitive desire that keep us divided. These two systems, one of competitive hierarchy, the other of collaborative elevation, can coexist like an inhale and an exhale, both valid and connected for a healthy functioning society. One drives ambition, the other fosters well-being. But for our community to thrive, we must rebalance toward the collaborative, the cooperative model that we have been neglecting. The greatest leaders among us do not find the best people. They create the conditions where people can be their best. They understand that true excellence emerges not from competition, but from cooperation, not from exalting a few, but from elevating the many. We must stop looking for heroes to worship and start building systems where collective heroism becomes ordinary.